What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got some interesting news. As newly crowned unified lightweight world champion Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., 20 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, stands at 5'9.5" with a 68-inch arm reach, after defeating in an upset manner over former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer TEOFIMO Lopez, who is now 16 wins, 1 loss, no draws. TEOFIMO Lopez is 24 years of age, 12 wins by way of knockout, 5'8" with a 68.5-inch arm reach. He defeated TEOFIMO Lopez last night via split decision, to hand TEOFIMO Lopez his first loss. George Kambosos Jr. now holds the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, the WBC franchise title, and the Ring Magazine belt. And with that said, George Kambosos Jr., he calls out fellow lightweight champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who's undefeated. Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight world champion. He's a superstar boxer. Devin Haney is going into a highly anticipated showdown next Saturday against Joseph Jojo Diaz. Joseph Jojo Diaz is a former IBF super featherweight world champion. Devin Haney, 26 wins, no losses, no draws, 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, stands at 5'8" with a 71-inch arm reach, He'll be facing Joseph Diaz, 32 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 1 loss, 1 draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 29 years of age, 5'6" with a 64-inch arm reach, He's scheduled to face off against Joseph Diaz next Saturday, Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand Garden Arena. With that said, George Kambosos Jr., he says, what other fight is there to be made? It just makes sense for me to face off against Devin Haney to officially become undisputed, as TEOFIMO Lopez was hesitant to do, and face Devin Haney. I'm not moving up in weight. I want to fight Devin the Dream Haney. Now he states, the thing is, because he's in position now, he feels like he's the A side. He stated that he wants this fight to take place in Australia, because he stated that he's been coming across seas and doing all the hard work. Now he wants to go back and be in his own backyard, in his own place of comfort, against Devin Haney. Devin Haney wants to make this fight happen. Devin Haney obviously is very confident that he could beat George Kambosos Jr. Devin Haney was confident that he could beat TEOFIMO Lopez, but TEOFIMO Lopez, after they went viral, TEOFIMO Lopez, he stated that he wanted to vacate the belts and move up to junior welterweight, 140-pound division, So that's where he stated he wanted to go. So George Kambosos Jr., he states now, he doubles down, because he did an interview yesterday and he stated that he wanted to fight with Devin Haney. Now he says it's full throttle. He wants to fight with Devin Haney. He just wants this fight to take place in Australia. Now, obviously, we know when legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao, he went to Australia and he faced Jeff Horn. At the time, Jeff Horn was undefeated. And Jeff Horn was a title contender. And many people thought it was a stay busy fight. Manny Pacquiao, he just wanted to introduce his brand into a different demographic. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao was already a global superstar, but he wanted to showcase his talents in front of the Australian fan base. So he agreed to go to Australia. Now, the problem is, it went to decision in a fight that most people thought Manny Pacquiao won. So many people thought Manny Pacquiao clearly won the fight, but they gave the nod to Jeff Horn. And then you had Teddy Atlas, colorful analyst. He wasn't happy with the decision. And Teddy Atlas, he actually went on a rant ringside, and he said that it was a huge issue within the sport of boxing, that the judges just simply can't get it right, regardless of what their eyes see. So this was back in July of 2017. And Jeff Horn, he got a unanimous decision victory over Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao was already a global superstar, Now, Manny Pacquiao was on the back end of his career. So it seemed to be a situation where Manny Pacquiao was just looking to stay busy. Okay, he just wanted to stay busy. He wanted to, still stay in the limelight, and he lost the fight. He lost his WBO title. He was the World Boxing Organization's champion, and he lost his title. Okay, and again, many people thought Manny Pacquiao clearly won that fight. He even had Jeff Horn badly hurt a few times. So for Jeff Horn to win a unanimous decision victory is skeptical. Okay, so you have to think. If Devin Haney goes the distance with George Kambosos Jr. and he clearly wins the fight, is he going to get the nod? Because you got to understand, this is probably the second biggest, if not the biggest, victory in Australia history. Because Manny Pacquiao is such a massive, imposing figure and a global superstar. The win for Jeff Horn is probably the biggest win in Australian history. But this is nothing short, not too many steps below it, because Teofimo Lopez was unified and hold 3 portions of the major sanction body. So it's a huge fight, and he came to the world's most famous arena in Madison Square Garden, New York, and he did so in Teofimo Lopez's backyard, because Teofimo Lopez is from New York. He's from Brooklyn, New York. So with that said, many people question, can Devin Haney get a victory over in Australia? One of those people is Teddy Atlas. Okay, Teddy Atlas is skeptical of Devin Haney going over to Australia and seemingly getting the victory. Okay, because the judges, right? They want those belts to stay in house. So with that said, George Kambosos Jr. is very confident that he could beat Devin Haney. He was overly confident that he could beat Teofimo Lopez, and that came to fruition. Okay. And George Kambosos Jr., he's a slick style boxer, very awkward style. But he beat Teofimo Lopez with basic boxing. Okay, basic 1-2, jab, left hook. Okay, he was using the left jab with the left hook followed behind it, and the overhand right. And Teofimo Lopez had no answer for it. Okay, but Teofimo Lopez, he came out just looking to land big punches, big power punches all night. He wasn't looking to box. He was just looking to get George Kambosos Jr. out of there. And in the 10th round, he dropped George Kambosos Jr. He had him badly hurt. I thought he was going to stop George Kambosos Jr. in that 10th round. Hit him with 3 back-to-back clean big right hands after dropping him. And George Kambosos Jr., he weathered the storm in the 10th round. He got up, and in the 11th round and 12th round, he clearly decisively won those rounds, which saw him get the nod, I believe, in the fight. That's not going to be the case with Devin Haney. I believe Devin Haney will be what the jab left hook that he was landing on Teofimo Lopez will not land on Devin Haney. That overhand right that he was landing on Teofimo Lopez will not land on Devin Haney. Devin Haney is, he's more rangy than Teofimo Lopez. He's quicker than Teofimo Lopez. He has better boxing skills, natural boxing skills and abilities than Teofimo Lopez. And Devin Haney has quicker feet than Teofimo Lopez. So what George Kambosos Jr. was having success with, closing that gap and landing that overhand right and landing the jab left hook, that's not going to land. That was a basic combinations that he was landing to beat Teofimo Lopez. And then he was countering Teofimo Lopez, and he dropped Teofimo Lopez, okay? Those types of punches are not going to land on Devin Haney. Devin Haney is far slicker. He's far more mobile than Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney is he has a higher ring IQ than Teofimo Lopez as far as making adjustments in the fight. Teofimo Lopez Sr., they made no adjustments in this fight, okay? It was loading up on every punch, every right hand, and he was following George Kambosos Jr. around the ring. He was looking to get him out of there with one punch, and that was it, okay? He wasn't using his jab because his jab seemed to be very, very slow. Devin Haney arguably has the best jab in boxing. Teofimo Lopez's jab was very, very slow, and every time he put it out there, George Kambosos Jr. was countering it and coming over the top of his jab. So it made him hesitant to start to throw his jab. So he started going into a Philly shell, the Mayweather shoulder roll, and he was trying to move him around, walk him down, and land a big right hand all night, okay? And it wasn't working. So those types of things, Devin Haney is far more versatile. He could go high guard. He could fight on the back foot. He could fight coming forward. Teofimo Lopez, he's shown that he had issues with Nakatani, okay? with the range and the boxing ability of Nakatani, and he's not the best athlete. And then a lot of people said Teofimo Lopez was exposed in that fight. Then he showed you in the fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, who's much smaller. When Lomachenko was aggressive and pushing the fight and coming forward, he looked like he was on the verge of stopping Teofimo Lopez in the 10th round of their fight. Okay, so he's shown these weaknesses and these glaring holes in his game. George Kambosos Jr. just stuck to the game plan and followed it through. Okay, those things will not work against Devin Haney. Devin Haney's far more versatile. He makes better adjustments. He's slicker, and he has better feet. Combinations, he put his combinations together better. He's far more accurate than Teofimo Lopez. Now, he don't have the power Teofimo Lopez has, but he has better basic boxing skills and natural boxing ability. So the question always remains, will he get the nod in Australia? But I think he'll win so decisively they wouldn't have a choice. And I think it would actually be good for Devin Haney to introduce himself to a whole different demographic of fan bases. And on top of it, George Kambosos Jr.'s stock is so high, to go to Australia and beat him, would speak volumes for Devin Haney and his star status as undisputed. He would officially become the 7th undisputed world champion in the history of the sport of boxing, behind number 1 Bernard Hopkins, number 2 Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard Hopkins to become number 2, Terrence Crawford to be number 3 at junior welterweight, Alexander Usyk to be number 4 at cruiserweight. Josh Taylor became number 5 at junior welterweight, 2nd junior welterweight undisputed champion. And then most recently, Canelo Alvarez, November 6th, became undisputed at super middleweight. Devin Haney has the opportunity to become the 7th undisputed 4 major sanction belt holder in the history of the sport of boxing, and he could do so in Australia in front of that crowd, and have become undisputed and introduce himself to that fan base as George Kambosos Jr. is one of the hottest boxers right now going. It would speak volumes for Devin Haney's brand and his career moving forward, his legacy. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. First things first, Devin Haney has to beat Joseph Jojo Diaz next Saturday night, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like your shady videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.